Okay, this summer, most of us will likely enjoy some time at the beach and enjoy the ocean. And most of us beach lovers, we have that inspiring relationship with the ocean as it's just so soothing and powerful.
So ahead of World Oceans Day this Saturday, we want to inform you on how to protect the oceans of the world. And here to help us do that is Oceana Senior Advisor Alexandra Cousteau. Welcome to Great Day. So glad to have you.
It's wonderful to be here.
I just got back from the ocean last week, and it is. We all have our own connection to it, right? What is your connection?
Well, my grandfather invented scuba diving and was the first to make underwater films starting in the 1950s. And those films were shown around the world. And he went on to become the foremost ocean conservationist, right? He articulated that idea of ocean conservation. And so that was the world that I grew up in. Yeah. And I went on my first expeditions with my family when I was 4 months old. I learned to swim when I was 6 months old.
Wow.
I learned to dive from my grandfather when I was 7 years old. And so the ocean has just always been part of my life.
Yeah.
We want our viewers to know Jacques Cousteau is your grandfather.
Yes.
They probably figured that out with the last
Right.
name, but
Right.
yes, just want to make sure it's clear.
I feel like so much happens in the ocean that we're not aware of. We vacation there, right? And we just see the very edge of it. What is going on, especially as we're starting to eat seafood through the summer times with fishing through the ocean?
Yes, well, the oceans are very resilient. They're incredibly productive, but we have had a very negative impact on the ocean with overfishing and specifically IUU fishing. So that's a very boring name for a very important issue, I know, but it's for illegal fishing, unregulated fishing, and unreported fishing. So all the fishing that happens that shouldn't be happening or we haven't been told about. And a lot of that fish that has basically been kind of pirated out of the oceans can end up on your plate. That's known as seafood fraud. So you might be buying fish thinking it's red snapper, but it's actually something else. You might be spending more for a fish that's actually not the fish.
Right.
It's a cheaper fish, so you're spending more for it. And Oceana has actually been doing work for years on illegal fishing, on seafood fraud. And these are issues that impact everyone who loves seafood and loves to eat it. And I think the most important thing for us is this idea that in America, anybody should be able to eat any kind of seafood and know that it was safely and legally caught, that it did not involve human trafficking or forced labor, that it's not contributing to the degradation and destruction of our oceans. We should just be able to eat whatever we want from the oceans and have that be true, but that's not the case yet.
Wow. So much to be educated on. You're here in D.C., back in D.C., right? You graduated from Georgetown, so welcome back.
I love this city.
But you have been on Capitol Hill quite a bit. What are you advocating for on this trip?
Well, this trip is really about this issue of illegal fishing. There's so much more that the U.S. can do to be a leader on this issue around the world, not just inspiring and encouraging other countries to do better, but also enforcing stronger regulations. And so our hope with these meetings that we've had with senators and administrators has been to encourage very specific things that we feel could strengthen the legislation and the U.S.'s position on this issue.
I know you have a mission for our lawmakers. Anything for us that we can do, especially because this is also World Ocean Day, World Ocean Month. What should we be doing? Where should our focus be?
Look, I think that on the issue of seafood fraud, it's always a good idea to know what kind of fish you're buying. That's always easier if you actually see the entire fish at your fishmonger or at the store, rather than buying fish sticks or, frozen fillets. Exactly. Okay. For species like shrimp, it's great to support American fishermen, shrimp fishermen from the Gulf. So you can always look for, fish that have been fished in America by American fishermen because they are obeying the rules, and they are in managed fisheries. It's not fish that have been caught in, foreign fleets with enslaved labor. So there is that. Support American fishermen, know what fish you're eating, and obviously support organizations like Oceana. Go to their website, oceana.org. You can sign petitions, you can get involved. There's educational materials on their website. So these organizations are doing a lot of the heavy lifting, and they need our support.
And there's little things we can do that make a big impact that you just mentioned. Alexandra, so wonderful to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And again, for more information on how you can get involved with helping preserve our oceans, head to oceana.org.